What it's really like spending time with Ginger Baker. I mean, fisticuffs? Sometimes. He's been known to get very, very angry. Of course, he's the legendary drummer of the band Cream. He shaped music with Eric Clapton and Jack Bruce. And he did so much more, but he influenced a lot of drummers. Stewart Copeland had a chance to spend some time with Ginger Baker, and he'll explain the mayhem that ensued on Rock History Music.
Well, you did get a chance to meet Ginger Baker, and he didn't take none of that happened.
No. I met him on the side of a polo. We played polo together in Hawaii, and he couldn't control his horses, but he could hit that ball. If he could get his horse anywhere near that ball, he was going to send that sucker 400 yards. And he called me young man.
He called you young man?
Yeah. Ginger could call me anything. Hey, you, listen, pal. Fine with me. It would be an honor to be addressed in such a way. Come over here. He played these drums right here.
He did?
And I had my cameras rolling. You know, I've got on YouTube, if you look up Sacred Grove, you'll find Snoop Dogg at the Sacred Grove, Ginger Baker, and others who come over here and they jam right here, and they got cameras around the room, and everything in the room is wired is mic'd up, line checked. I open up a template, everything is in record. The entire room, every square foot of the room is in record, no matter who picks up an instrument or doesn't. So Ginger came over, and we sat and we did a little thing. He was on the drums. I was playing the percussion behind over there. I got 1 minute before he gets up and says, "Oh," like that. 20 minutes later, the paramedics arrive in an ambulance, and they're telling him, "Mr. Baker, we need to take you down to the hospital. This doesn't look good." Yes, off. I'm not going to in hospital. I got a gig tonight, And he chased them all away. That's probably the last recording.
Curved Air.
Sonia.
Stewart Copeland was part of a well-known English prog band called Curved Air from 1975 to 76. Their lead singer was Sonia Christina, who ended up being Stewart's first wife. Yeah, what a force, huh?
Oh, yeah. She was the star of the band, and we lived together, eventually had 3 kids together, and married. My current wife, I was very lucky in both of the women that I married. I'm very blessed in that regard. My current wife has to look at the book, and there's Sonia, and they get along fine. That's
rare.
Well, we have 7 kids, of whom 3 are with Sonia. And Fiona is bonded with the kids, and dealing with the kids means dealing with, she's a hippie, and she's really easygoing and non-threatening, and they get along fine. But opening the book and seeing Sonia in her prime,
those are good pictures.
Yeah.
By the way, I loved Wonders of Life. Oh my God, Divine. I love that piece of music. That piece of music melts me. It melts me. There's this,
cool.
When you hear something, I know people forget you're a fan too, where you literally look at the speakers. That just melted me, that song.
Excellent. I'm glad you had that response. I mean, there's more, and it's called Police Beyond Borders, where I did another album with Ricky Cage, which is, I did 2 albums here. Police Deranged for Orchestra, which is the tour that I'm doing, and it's the big orchestral treatments of my screwed up arrangements of the songs with 3 soul sisters on the mic. That was a calculation I made, and I just discovered, wow, it's like the Police sung by the Supremes.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see that. I didn't expect that. It just blew my mind. And then now I've become a fan of R&B and all those vocal groups, the Ronettes, the Supremes, the Chiffons, all, oh man, I love it. Then Ricky says, after we'd won a couple of Grammys together, he says, let me play with that record of yours. Send me those backing tracks. And so he goes and puts the Soweto Gospel Choir on one track. The Mzansi Youth Choir, Chinese artists, Armenian, Indian, and, wait till you hear Every Breath You Take in Zulu with the full-on Xhosa clicks, every you click in Zulu. It's quite spine-tingling to hear American singers, Black American singers, who in this one context we might refer to as African American, even though they're American, but to hear their voices blending with Africans, the cultural cycle of returning to Africa, this music, it
Yes.
gets my hair on end. Just to hear that happening is really quite beautiful. And it's interesting also that those African singers, they've been listening to some Aretha, they've heard some Diana Ross, but it's still fully African. But it's the culture has done a full circle in this case. It's pretty powerful.
From Stewart Copeland in the next few days, his brand new book is called Stewart Copeland's Police Diaries. As I've mentioned before, it's kind of cool. There's actually diary pieces in the book. Oh, there's his journal again. You can pick it up via the links in the description. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. There are links at the very top of the channel where you can make a donation. If you feel like you want to support the channel, you can join our Patreon, get early access to all our videos. Right now on Patreon, the entire interview is on there. So if you're a member, you always get early access to all the interviews, and there's so much coming up that we're going to present to you. Remember, like our videos, share them on social media, and of course, subscribe. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.